In this video, we look at 5 ways to store your comic books. The last way is the best way because that's how we store our comic books. This is the best video on YouTube on how to store your comics. Let's go. If you're like most comic book collectors, then one of the issues that you have is that you run out of storage for your comic books. If you collect every week or you collect back issues, you definitely face this problem, like I have faced this problem for a very long time, and you search for a way to store your comics. In the old days, I would just leave them stacked wherever I was, my nightstand, the floor in my room, surrounded by them, recently on my dining room table, where my wife actually hates when I do that. But you have to store your comics the right way if you want them to retain their value and not get damaged. So we are going to go through 5 different ways to store your comic books. The last one is the way that I store most of my comic books and what I consider the best way. So let's look at the first way. The first way is the most classic way. The short box. That's right. Most of us have a short box somewhere in our house where we store comic books. They're easy to stick underneath things. I actually have ones that have drawers, so they're easier to pull out. I get rid of the lid and I put it in a drawer, so if I have to get to them and if I have to stack them, I can stack them. So here's what a short box looks like unformed. It's not put together. One of my favorite things is to put them together. I'll quickly demonstrate. Short box holds about 200 to 250 comic books depending on the size. Easy to store, easy to carry, maybe weighs, filled with comics, weighs about 5 pounds, I guess, 5 to 10 pounds. There's the short box. Here's the lid, even easier to make. You can also use a long box, but I got away from those years ago, down to only 2 of them, where I store my monthlies because they're too big. They store about 500 comics to 600 comics, and they weigh about 15 to 30 pounds. It's just too much for me to carry around and move around, and they're hard to store. These cost about $6 now. We've been using them for years and years and years. I have probably about 20 of them in my house right now. Definitely the best bang for your buck. You can't go wrong with a short box. That's the first way. Alright, so that's the short box. If you're a comic book collector, most people have short boxes around. The second way is also kind of a short box, but I call these designer short boxes. They have some kind of unique design on them. They make them for all the major characters. These cost a little bit more. They cost about $12 to $15, and they actually go up in value depending on what's on it. This is just an X-Men one I bought a while ago. I actually don't like these, and the reason why I don't like them is, unlike the short boxes where you fold and nothing is glued or it's just folded into itself, this one uses glue, and I've noticed over time this part comes apart, and the comic, the box will open this way, and the comics can fall out. If you store these in somewhere that's hot or somewhere that's humid, I say stay away from these and stick with the short boxes. So I love the design. These are great to have out. People see them. It's like more art in your collection. But again, a little bit more pricey and not as sturdy as a good old short box. The next way is something new I saw online. Picked it up. Never used these before. It's some kind of material-based one, supposedly good for stacking. I figured give it a try. It costs about 14 bucks. It's some kind of material. I'm literally just putting it together. It has a lid to it. I guess it's good to move around with. Bought this on Amazon. It has a lid. I guess this is a good way to carry them. I'm not sure how well they would stack. They're a little bit flimsy. Looks nicer than a regular short box. Probably holds about the same amount. These may be better for graded comics in my guess. These might stir. It has handles, which is nice. I bought one, figured I'd give it a try. I'll let you know what it looks like when it actually has comics inside of it, how this, stacks up, so to speak, against a short box of any kind. I'm not sure that this is acid-free like the short box is. Both short boxes and the designer short box it's acid-free, so the comic books won't yellow. But you're keeping your comic books in bags and boards anyway. So this is the third way. We'll show you some pictures of it with comics in it. See what it looks like. It's, you know, something a little bit different. Figured I'd give it a try. The fourth way is a more expensive way. It's actually this comic book bin. It's heavy duty, it's acid free. I just bought this. It costs about $29, so it's a little bit more expensive. We'll try to put it together. I have no idea how to put it together. There's a lot of pieces to it. Listen, this is almost live TV. Let's see. You may have to. All right, so there's different pieces. Have to look at the instructions. Alright, so you do the sides first. I have to read the instructions. Snap in long side to short side. So that's this. I'm doing something wrong. Alright, there you go.
12 hours later.
An hour, but there it is. And my thing with these is that it actually, they're better stackable. If you've ever stacked a bunch of short boxes, they don't stack all together. Look at the inside. I mean, it's nice. I don't know worth the money. That's what it looks like, sealed. I mean, stackable. I could put a bunch of these on top of each other and hold them. I don't know, it's just a little bit too expensive. So, acid free. Get them on Amazon for like $29. Actually, local comic shop has them too. Depends on how much you want to say. They would look nice just stacked up as compared to regular boxes. So there's your 4 different types of boxes. Right? So these are your boxes that you can store. Now let's look at the 5th way, the way that I prefer to store my comics. There you go. So here's the 5th way, the way I feel is the best way to store your comic books. It's with a file cabinet. They are pricey. So if you buy a brand new file cabinet, it's going to cost you like $400. Not exaggerating the price, 400 to more. I have not paid more than $40 for one of these. You might say, how the hell is that if it's $400? I buy these on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace. You can get deals at Office Spaces. I actually have a one that has 4 shelves in it. This one I got from a office that was closing. All the rest of these come from mostly offices that close. You check on there and look at how much it stores. It stores probably about 500 comics or so in each row. So it stores about 2,000 comics in them. And it's very nicely organized. And if you look, I made dividers so the comics don't rub up against each other. And there's all different types. Sizes are a little bit different. You have to make sure that the height is the right height. If the height isn't the right height, the comic books will rub up against the top of it. I just find this easy access. I keep the majority of my collection in these. If you can find them cheap, the biggest problem with them is transportation. These things are heavy. This is heavy to transport if you're putting it in. And mine is in the basement, putting it upstairs. You just got to be careful with the weight because it ends up weighing a lot with the comics in them. If you notice, mine are on cinder blocks to keep them right off the floor. So this is my recommendation. If you can afford it, if you can have the space for it, go with file cabinets. The best way to store your comic books. Love what you collect what you love. I hope this one helped you guys. You run out right now on Craigslist and buy a file cabinet. Thanks for watching.